Well, today on the channel, I have got news from the Appalachian Trail that is life-threatening. I mean, take your life into your own hands or feet, literally, if you don't listen up to the news that I've got for you today. And, of course, we've got the Thru hikers reporting in, some of them in their own words about how things are going out there on the trail. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First off, we've got Zuko. She's in Rocksylvania, a.k.a. to the rest of the world, Pennsylvania, and she's somewhere around Swatara Gap on her flip-flop, and she says that she has been experiencing some foot issues from all the rock issues up there in Rocksylvania. Imagine that. And I hate to hear that too, because unfortunately, that is the area that I am getting ready to go through when I do my lash coming up in August. But yeah, so, if you're hiking on the AT, there's a lot of people that they kind of dread the Smokies for some reason. I think that's because that's one of their first biggest challenges. I'm dreading Rocksylvania, the part I'm getting into now. Alpha Gal and Metro, they have made it through Pearisburg and up and over Rice Field. Princess Peach, she checks in and she should be hiking and boots off soon. She says she is absolutely having the time of her life out there. Very cool. Derek, he's new to the channel, and he has made it north of Blue Mountain Shelter. He is having a great time out there, and he's continuing north. And then we got Springtime and Frog. They have made it to Kuahi. Last time, I mistakenly, now Kuahi is the Cherokee name for Clingman's Dome there at the midpoint of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Last time I called it Wallalassi, something like that. I confused that with down at Neal's Gap is what the center there is called that. I had somebody correct me on that. Appreciate the corrections. Those are always welcomed here, and they are often. But in any case, they have made it there, the Kuahi. They say there's no significant trail obstructions, plenty of water. They did see volunteers out there sawing away on the AT, which means they probably have already made it past the northern section there of the Smokies, because that's where most of we had a lot of blowdowns in the Smokies. That's where people were reporting in constantly about there being a problem there. So I have not heard that as of late. And of course, the bubble is probably the biggest part of it is probably through the Smokies now, or maybe even in the densest part of it's in the Smokies. So have not heard a lot. So those blowdowns must have got taken care of, but they send in their update video.
Hey Ramdino, it's springtime here with Frog, and we are in the beautiful mossy hemlock forest almost at Coyote. It is gorgeous here, and although the last few days have been rather rough, we have gotten through it, and this is more than enough reward to see this forest covered in moss and green and beautiful trees. It's amazing. I can't recommend it any more highly than that, and I hope you all are doing well, and we'll see you up the trail.
Gogh and Riley, they have made it to Damascus, so they'll be heading on into Grayson Highlands. Of course, that's where the ponies are, so be interesting to see how Riley and the ponies interact with each other up through there. And then Scoutmaster and Chill Guy, they have made it past the 800-mile mark, so congrats to them. Dog Tag, he is hiking with Optimus, Dr. Quinn, Big Sexy, and Stick, and they are past Damascus. Or they're coming into Damascus. So he reported they were coming into Damascus. So that's been a few days ago. So they're probably already past that. And what Dog Tag, he gets his trail name because he is carrying dog tags of first responders and prior military service folks that have taken their own lives. And so he's got to be carrying several pounds of dog tags now. And so he's doing that as a tribute to those folks. And he will, if you have some people that you want him to carry a dog tag for, he makes the dog tags himself. And you can go to his channel, and that is listed on my support list. And you can find that, and the link to that's in the description section there. And if you want to go to that, you can and have him include your loved ones or friends that took their own life, their dog tag there. You can send him their name, rank, position, or title, depending on whether they were military or first responder, branch, organization, and date of death. and he will carry that in honor for them.
Well, hello, Ramdino. It's Dog Tag here with the Tramily. You recognize Dr. Quinn and Optimus and our two newest, well, not newest, we've been hiking together for a week plus now. Stick Sitting, Big Sexy in the background. We are at Unica Mountain, which is outside of Irwin, Tennessee. And we are hoping to be in Damascus in maybe 7 to 8 days now. And we're moving good. So we just wanted to update you. Had some rain, had some cold, but it's supposed to be a warm week. But rain does follow Dog Tag, and we're going to have rain tonight and tomorrow. So all is good. And anybody want to say anything?
Thanks for what you do.
Yep, thanks. Thanks, Ramdino. And by the way, we're not doing the detour, just to let you know. Dog Tag out.
And then Roots has made it to Franklin and should be on his way to the Knock by now. He was hiking with his son, but his son decided in Georgia that it just wasn't, he'd gotten all he needed to get out of the trail, and so he is now hiking along. He did say he's witnessed 2 trees falling so far, both with a force to kill people. So we'd had a hiker send in that very same thing that almost took him out earlier in our updates, and so he has been seeing something similar. He says it appears to be a lot of sketchy trees every time he pitches a tent, so it's more important now than ever to watch out for that. And I don't know if y'all were aware, there was a camper killed down in Georgia here recently from a tree, a dead man falling out of a tree that was presumably part of Helene that came through and killed him. So you've got to look overhead, make sure there's nothing hanging up in a tree where you're camping at a camp spot, whether it be at a shelter or at a stealth site or anywhere. Look out, because those limbs coming out, they will kill you. Gemini has made it out of Shenandoah National Park. Father Time, he has left the AT station there at 19E and continuing on north. Fancy Pants and the rest of the crew, they are done with the Smokies, and they send in their update.
Ramdino, Fancy Pants, Curious George, and Fifi, aka the Monkey Crew, coming at ya. We have some big news. The Smokies are a wrap as of today. We're headed into a local hostel. We're going to enjoy a 0 day tomorrow and just rest and relax before continuing on our journey. All is good. The Smokies were beyond amazing, and looking forward to the next part of our adventure.
And Wander checks in from day 50.
Well, hello, Ramdino. Today is day 50 on my Appalachian Trail supported through hike, and everything seems to be going well today. Just to let you know, I came across a trail crew, or trail maintainer, a single guy named Wolverine, who is actively cutting trees and clearing the trail, make sure it works for us. So thanks to all those guys that are out there doing that, and thanks to you. And you mentioned last week about slack packing. I do slack pack almost every day. In fact, this is day 50 and I haven't carried a pack since I left the Smokies. And I like hiking this way. So thanks, Ramdino, for all you do. And y'all have a great day.
And Luscious, who typically updates us, didn't send in an update this week, but I got a report from the Lookout Hostel that he had passed through there, and then I got a report from him today that he's going to be hitting Delaware Water Gap in the next day or so. So that is awesome, Luscious. Papa, he's made it to the 1,000-mile mark, and he sends in his update.
Hey, Ramdino. This is Papa here, and I want to introduce to you the Grizzly from North Carolina. So we're in the middle of the roller coaster, and all of a sudden, suddenly we see this. 1,000 miles. We started February 12th and 10th, and we're almost halfway there. Casey, Killer Cam, is a little bit behind us. She's got plans tomorrow to do the 4-state challenge. We wish her a lot of luck, and hopefully we'll meet up again. Ramdino, hope you have a great day. and we'll talk to you later. Cheers.
And then we got Rabbit. It's been a while since he sent in an update, but he's been sending a few in, so he sends in one this week.
Hey Ramdino, this is Rabbit checking in. Been a minute since I checked in with you, but I want to let you know I'm cruising towards Front Royal. So coming up on the 1,000 mile mark just after that. And then I'll be in Harper's Ferry just in time for the Flip Flop Festival. So unknowingly, a Nobo's gonna show up to the Flip Flop Festival. So I'm looking forward to that. Shenandoah National Park's been amazing. The trail is very cruisy in sections, and I'm looking forward to heading north. All right, thank you for everything you do. See ya.
And Pace Sitter and Uncle Bill, they send in their update.
Hey Ramdino, Pace Setter and Uncle Bill here. We're getting ready to go down the mountain to Boots Off. We've had a great hike. We tried to send in some updates, but we had 2 weeks there that we couldn't get good internet service. It's the Tuesday after Palm Sunday. The trail's been great. Our plan is to be in Damascus this weekend and take a zero and see some family. But Pace Setter and I are doing great.
Oh yeah.
She got a new pack.
I did, and I love it.
So yeah, we're doing 13 to about 16 mile days now, and moving on up the trail. So that's the update from Tennessee.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
One thing that he did not mention in there that he sent in the email that he sent me was that he is going through his area where he was actually born there around Taylor's Valley, Virginia, locally. So he's got some family and friends that they are doing some visiting with in that area there. But very cool to see that. He said that the trail actually used to run across his family's property back in the day, and he remembers backpackers there on the Appalachian Trail. They would camp there on their property, and they would even sometimes thru hikers would stop and have Sunday lunch with he and his family. So very cool. Recon reports in on finishing his subo. He is almost done with that.
Hey, Ramdino, Recon here. It is Tuesday, April 15th, and I just passed 1,900 miles. So I've got 297 miles left to get to the summit of Springer Mountain and finish my thru hike. The weather has been gorgeous, and it's also been awful. Cold, windy, and rainy this morning, and now cold and windy, but quite clear. So I'll be in Hot Springs tomorrow, and I continue to press south, Semper Fi. Please follow me on Recon Hikes at YouTube, and Recon out.
And then I got a report from Rope Bunny's dad. So Rope Bunny is out there with Pegleg and Punisher. They are probably the furthest north I think we have. And we reported last week that they were coming past the Lookout Hostel there in Pennsylvania. So he reported in that he had just crossed into Connecticut. So I don't know what they're going to do when they get to Katahdin and it's closed. Katahdin's not going to be open probably by the time they get there. They're making so much good time. So, but in any case, appreciate that report in there, Rope Bunny's dad. And then it also looks like we got the band back together.
Ramdino, OG, Straps, Boston. We're cruising right along. Blue Ridge Parkway is fabulous. And thanks to this guy here,
one vehicle right by it.
We're getting well fed.
They got the road blocked.
Happy hiking.
The parkway's blocked off, so we don't have any traffic.
So very cool. We had missed those three hiking together, but good to see that they're back out there and having a great time.
You could be like, hey Ramdino, it's Nutty Hiker with suspenders. And we have made it to, I don't know where we're at, mile 60-ish. We're at a campsite. Trail is looking good. Water sources are looking good from here. Just a quick update. We do have two others joining us. Let me see if I can scroll around here. We have Impulse.
I'm Rambo.
And Rambo. She's from London. And we have formed a tramily, actually, since day one. Actually, pre-day one. But anyways, yeah. So that is our update for this week. We'll check in again next week. Later.
Now let's go to an intro. So we got an intro from Sonny Jim. He sends in his intro this week.
Well, hey there, Ramdino. This is Chuck, also known as Sonny Jim, as you can see from the shirt. I'll explain that in some of my videos on my site, Sonny Jim Hikes, but I just want to thank you and the site for all the information leading up to my hike starting tomorrow, April 16th. I fly into Atlanta and will be hitting the trail as soon as I can from that point. I'll be hiking with Papa Bean, who is a class of 2017 through hiker, and I look forward to following more of your updates and meeting folks on the trail and hike on. Thank you.
And unfortunately, we're getting to that time of the through hiker season when through hikers are starting to drop out. So we've had a few drop out already, but I'm probably going to start seeing more and more. So this week we had KK. She is off at the Blue Ridge Parkway there in Virginia. She had a tendon injury, and she will not be returning until the fall. And then, unfortunately, some folks that have been reporting in on a regular basis to us. They are getting off trail, and here is their final update.
Hey, Ramdino, Edemus and Skates. We got out trail last week for a week, went home, came back trail today. Yesterday, stayed at Staminals. We're on trail today, but we're going home indefinitely. Thanks for all you do, and have a great year.
So hate to see those two getting off trail there, but at some point in time, you've wrung out everything that you need to get out of the trail, and no harm in leaving the trail. I think you're all winners for just getting out there and making an attempt. There's different levels of winners. There's those folks that finished and those folks that just had the gumption and were able to get out there and make the attempt. So all those folks to me are just winners. So greatly appreciate folks that have reported in, and looking forward to those that are still out there, continue to do so. If you get off the trail, then please let us know. We are used to following you, used to getting your reports in, used to seeing you on social media, and so we worry about you. So let us know if you decide to get off. So we're going to move to the news portion, and we got a ton of news out there. So the salvage logging operations there at Iron Mountain Gap are underway. So the gosh awful official detour is what you have to take now. You cannot take the unofficial detour that was a whole lot nicer. Unfortunately, though, this is going to be the way it's going to be for the next little bit. Don't have an idea of how long it's going to take them to finish. Probably 2 to 3 months on the logging operations there, and then we've got some trail the cleanup that's going to have to be done. I'm not sure exactly what the National Forest Service is going to do as far as, are they going to be reseeding? Are they going to be getting rid of all the dry fuel there that's going to be left over from the logging operations? Don't know. Don't have those details for you yet. But while the logging operations may take 3 months, it's going to be probably longer, much longer than that, until that section is going to be finally open through there. In the meantime, the Tennessee Eastman, they put in something like over 153 steps for folks to go up that big grade there on the other side of the highway as you're coming up into the orchard. So that is a tough pull, and those steps go on and on and on. So, but thanks a lot. That is a huge amount of work. So greatly appreciate that, Tennessee Eastman, for you folks getting up there and just your dedication to the trail community. That is awesome. Speaking of trail repairs out there, and I cannot believe I am having to say this and bring this out. This just makes my blood boil. This is ridiculous that people are doing that out there. I can't believe there's such asinine people in the world, but there are people that are defecating, pooping in the root ball holes on the trail that are having to be repaired by trail maintainers. So I got the report from trail maintainers out there that they're jumping down into root ball holes, and they're landing in a pile of poop or in toilet paper or something. This is beyond the pale why people will do that. So I don't know if you know of anybody doing that. They need to be chastised. If you know of somebody doing it, if it was me, and I saw you doing it, I'd pull the stuff out and sling it at you. So please do not do that. Just stop. The trail maintainers, they don't deserve that. They don't want to be working in poop. I mean, it's bad enough they have to clean out the privies, right? And those are cleaned out by trail maintainers, and then also ridge runners. So that's bad enough they have to do that, but it's terrible that you folks are out there, or somebody is out there pooping in the root holes. So please stop that. Just have a little bit of decency for other folks out there that come behind you. And then if you can also help by, one, not letting people do that, but two, you can help the Tennessee Eastmen. They have set up a place where you can go to report blowdowns. And here's a card there where you can go and find that information. Take a screenshot of this. I'll leave it up here for a few seconds. But if you see a blowdown or something, then take a picture of it. Take a screenshot of where you are on, and mark your location on far out. So it'll give you a lat long. And then take a picture of the blowdown with a pack or a tracking pole or a person next to it. And then that way they know how big of a saw they need to bring out. I mean, there's a big difference between a 10-inch chainsaw and a 20-inch chainsaw as far as how much it weighs and how much gas it uses. So do that, and if y'all could help them with that, that would be great. They have people that are monitoring this, and they'll get somebody out there within a few days to take care of that. So greatly appreciate that. So we've got some bridges that are out. So we've got, and this is going to cause some issues, and it's very dangerous, the bridges being out, because these bridges are there. They are suspension bridges that are used to ford over some pretty rough sections of rivers that run. They did run under the trail, but now the trail runs across them. So up at Whispers reported in at Nobo Mile 1,874, the Madison Gulf Bridge, which is also called the Great Gulf Suspension Bridge. It is not safe to use. It is officially being closed by the U.S. Forest Service, and hikers may be cited if they are caught using the bridge. So I don't think I would want to use a bridge that's been deemed structurally unsound. And this one is a real pain, because you're going to have to do, it's a short road walk, but a portion of it is going to be a road walk on a very busy stretch of highway where the cars and trucks are flying by. Plus, you're going to have to skip Pinkham Notch and the Wildcats entirely through that unless you take a shuttle. So if you just do the pure walk on it, which is option A, then you're going to miss some pretty iconic places on the trail. You can take a shuttle down to Pinkham Notch, and so you at least get to hike through the notch there and do the Wildcats. But those are your options. So option A is hiking all of it on the trail. Option B is you're going to have to take a shuttle down to Pinkham Notch. And if you're going Sobo, once you get to the notch, believe it's a notch, you can't, there's no more bailout points. So you're committed to doing a ford. And that is a very, very dangerous ford. Matter of fact, you should not be doing that ford. Even in dry weather, Whisper says that could be a very difficult ford through there. Very dangerous, life-threatening ford. So you folks that are Sobo, once you go there, you're either committed to the ford or you're going to have to backtrack on it. So probably not a great idea to continue that. And that is going to be out for a while. We'll talk just a bit more about why these bridges are going to be out for a while. And not to be outdone, there in Vermont, they have a suspension bridge out. This is the one over the Clarendon Gorge Bridge, and it has been deemed structurally unsound. And I was just through there about 4 years ago, and it seemed, it's amazing how fast something can get structurally unsound, but it is, and I looked at it really well, but it is structurally unsound, and it crosses over the Mill River there at Nobo Mile 1,690. So that's on the north side of Rutland. So there is that is not as bad a detour around that. But that is a difficult ford as well. So do not recommend you ford through there, even in dry weather. But that's a much easier workaround right now. The ATC does not have a detour set up for that because that's something that's just been closed within the past week or so. So they'll be working on some, about what to do with that. They do say that hikers may be cited for hiking, for using that bridge. And they say there's no good crossing for the river nearby. Northbound hikers should plan to leave the AT at Route 140 and get back on at Route 103. So those are two places there that are life-threatening if you use the bridge. One, because they're structurally unsound. Two, if you try to use those fords, because they're very dangerous, even in dry weather. And then one of the reasons why these bridges are going to be, probably not be replaced for a while, and while I mean years, is because they're in national forest area or national park area, which the AT is, and it takes forever to get something approved. One, they're going to have to be removed. And so that takes a while for that to happen. And then once they are removed, to put them back, that takes forever to get something approved. And in some wilderness areas, the National Forest Service and the National Park Service do not want to put the infrastructure back. So they are looking for ways, just looking for an excuse for it to be returned back to a wilderness type of setting without all this infrastructure that was set up decades ago. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it does suck that stuff like that has to happen and you lose access to places. So it'd be interesting to see, how long that takes and what occurs with getting stuff put back like that. And then base camp at Amicalola Falls State Park for thru hikers is closed now, so you can still go down there and start your hike, still go down there and check in. They will have bag tags for a little bit longer, but then after that, your next stop, if you're heading Nobo, is going to be up in Damascus, and you won't be able to get a tag other than that. So a little bit of personal stuff going on. To begin with, talk to y'all about my trip that my last I'll be doing up in August. So thanks for everybody that gave me some logistical advice as far as how to get to the trail, where the best airport is to get there. And then I'll be finishing up there at the border somewhere around, Pennsylvania and New Jersey border. So looking for an airport there. A lot of people sent in some logistical advice for that. So greatly appreciate that. And then some people sent in for offer to help as well. So thank you very much. I'll be taking you up on that. And then also my hike this coming weekend. So looking forward to that. I'll be getting on the Blue Ridge Parkway there in Northern Virginia, I guess it is, and hiking on into the Shanties. I'm not going to finish the Shanties because I'm only going to be out for a long weekend. But I've tweaked my knee, so not sure that's going to 100% happen. We'll just have to see how it goes by the end of the week. And then I do have something very personal I want to talk about to my viewers out there in my community. There's probably some folks here that are not part of that community and don't care about my personal stuff. And so if you want to head on over to this link right here, that'll take you to get you caught up on everything that's been going on the Appalachian Trail so far this year. Now to my personal stuff, it's about my mom. So I want to thank everybody out there that sent in their prayers and their good thoughts and their good vibes, whatever you sent me, particularly your prayers. Thanks a lot for that, for my mom. As I mentioned before, she's had some cognitive issues since her traumatic brain injury that occurred back in the fall of the year. I'd asked a lot of you to pray for her then after her injury, and then she has been diagnosed recently with dementia. And she was being tested for Alzheimer's, and she has mild dementia. She's been tested for Alzheimer's, and I'd asked for your prayers and good thoughts and vibes for that. Well, the Lord goes before us, and after I asked for that and published my report, or published my update for the week, I got online, went and looked at, for the first time, looked at what the doctor had said from her lumbar puncture where they drew spinal fluid out, and it said that her PTOL levels were at levels that she does not have Alzheimer's. So praise the Lord for that. Thank you for your prayers and good thoughts, and everybody that whatever you sent in, thank you so much for that. The Lord definitely, I believe he goes before us, and so thanks a lot for that. Please continue to pray for her and healing. I believe he can heal us completely, but please continue to pray for that, and for our family as we are helping her through that process now. Still has mild dementia, but she's doing well. She's able to go to the grocery store, able to drive, able to go to church. She just has her short-term, like 30-second, 1-minute memory is gone. So that's what we're working on right now. So again, thanks for everything that everybody does that, and your thoughts and prayers out there for me. Continue to do so. Folks, that is all I've got this week. As always, appreciate you, and I hope to see you out there.